there is no way around what we used to call a grand coalition. It's no longer a grand coalition. No? It's very tight in terms of the numbers. But you're looking at CDU and the center-left, Olaf Scholz's party. That's the only option that is there. The AfD is the risk 4 years down the line. If this new government holds for 4 years, that is really when we need to have a look. So that takes us to 2029. If these two centrist parties now don't manage to face the massive challenges that Germany faces at home in terms of the economy and abroad geopolitically, if that doesn't work, then we're facing a real AfD risk 4 years down the line.
Sounds a bit French, doesn't it?
No, it sounds, no, yeah. I think it sounds
or Dutch
European,
or Austrian.
Or Dutch.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
I think across Europe, they're waiting. And do you know what? If democracy puts these people in power, then it puts them in power. I don't have a problem with that as well. I mean, you know, despite everything that Musk threw at supporting the AfD, it remains the second largest party. It's doubled its share of the vote. It's done extraordinary, but it is out of government at the moment, even though it said it will work with them as well. Tell me about the SPD, because on one hand, it was a disaster. 1887, even I wasn't around in 1887, was the last time they had such a bad share of the vote. And yet, they could end up with some serious power in this one because Merz needs them.
Yeah, absolutely. Exactly. And that's the role that the SPD has been playing. I mean, it's been in government with a brief interruption of 4 years for the last 30 years. Wow. Leading the government or being the junior partner, mostly to Angela Merkel, right, in the Grand Coalition, because she loved that format so much. The purpose of this Grand Coalition, very different from the Angela Merkel years, right? In the Merkel years, it was calm, pragmatic, steady government. This is really the coalition of the last chance. Yeah. And I think they have about 1 year to get big things done, because you're looking next year at 5 regional state elections. You know how important they are, basically like massive midterms in Germany. So they need to get things done.
Is the starting point immigration? I mean, having covered the Macron years in great depth, I mean, the strategy was grow the economy, create a business-friendly environment, give people opportunities, and they don't worry about immigration. That's simply not worked. Yeah. So I wonder whether the German position from day one is going to be quite different. Go after immigration, shut down the far right by taking a much tougher approach to migration. Is that going to be one of the tactics from
absolutely. That is exactly the tactics that Merz has opted for in the electoral campaign, because you have these 2 points. You have one that is indeed migration. If you look at all the surveys, all the polls, this is what voters massively care about. They are largely aligned with this Merz idea of tightening migration. But they don't really trust the CDU yet on delivering on that. That's the migration piece, and the other piece is the economy. And the two parties basically need to trade positions on those two questions.